I met a Gypsy.
They'll deal with it.
Yeah. So, Rona, can you pull up the schedule for, like, the dates for 2021? And, it'd be...
so, like, this has changed. Like, the schedule has changed, like, 3 times now, I think. Like...
So, yeah.
And...
So, when did it last change?
No, so, just... Well, what was
It was
that?
only
What
like
did I say? I think it was, like, 18th of December or something. It's changed again, but that was only just the coasts for the 250s that have changed.
So, what is...
Oh, so, hang on. That's...
Yeah, see if you can find it on yours even. So, round 1 is going to be Saturday, January 16. So, they've got Houston, Saturday, Tuesday, and then Saturday.
Yes.
So, I mean, this...
So, the first 7... So, hang on. Is that Orlando? Indianapolis. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah. So, they've got the East there. So, it starts off with the East Coast. So, that's...
So, yeah, it's
straight
going to
up,
be...
that's the first time in history that the East Coast...
So, the first 3 at Houston are going to be East Coast.
Yeah, so you see it's got E there next to it.
Yeah.
At the end.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. So, yeah, it's going to be... So, they've
that's
changed
the
it
first
back.
time.
So, originally it went to... So, usually we start in California.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we are not going to have a championship in California, like a race in California.
Yeah.
Like, how mind-blowing is that? Like, you usually have 3 Anaheims because they sell that stadium out.
Well, that's the crazy thing is, like, the economics behind going to California. Like, the reason it goes there 3 times is because that's where the industry is. That's like
that's where all the race teams are based. Like, all their workshops are there, and all the motocross, supercross tracks, like the test facilities, everything is based in California. And we are starting to slowly see that shift now, you know, like teams, you look at Husky, KTM, they're all investing this money in Alden's program out in Florida.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's long until everything is moved out to there. You know, Star Racing has been talking about moving everything to Florida as well.
Better tax. There's like a bunch of stuff that sort of can play into something like that.
Yeah.
The thing with California is, and I mean, I don't know whether people internationally understand this sort of element of it, but Supercross and motocross and action sports are a part of the fabric of California's culture. Mm-hmm. There's not many other states in the US that are like California in the sense that the whole counterculture of punk rock and skating and surfing
action
and
sport.
BMX, like that really was built there. Mm-hmm. And there's so many people that go to these Supercross races that they're generational action sports kids and families. And
well, you think when you're in California, you can be in the desert, you can within an hour, like you can be at the snow within an hour, you can be at the beach within an hour.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's the hub of action sports, because it's so easy to do everything there. You know, you're an action sports athlete that is just looking for an adrenaline rush, and you can go out to the snow, you can do that, you can be on the water surfing or doing whatever, you know. You got
Canyon Lake for the wakeboard, like all the wakeboarders live there. Yeah, so I mean,
and that's why it's become the hub of these athletes, you know, because you know, you want to be a successful athlete, you base yourself around successful people, and that's where they're all based at the moment, you know.
So I think it's a huge blow for just, I guess, culturally.
Well, and especially now Glendale is gone, because Glendale was only like, I think that for us was like 5 hours, 5 hour drive or something like that. So all those California
great
people,
party city too, Scottsdale, Arizona. Did you go out and party?
No, I didn't experience that. I've got a wife and daughter, man, a 3-year-old daughter in Arizona.
I've had some adventures trying to get home from that fucking Phoenix round, man. We had one time, it was the year, I can't remember what year it was, but K-Dub, it was the year he knocked himself out.
Okay.
And so Little D from FMF, it's his birthday on the Phoenix weekend, so he always has his birthday party there. So like, fuck, every year, dude, you used to just absolutely send it at Phoenix. And so the year that K-Dub got knocked out, he didn't want to fly because of like his head
going up in the altitude.
Yeah, so it must have been like 11 or 12. So anyway, I went out all night, didn't get home, and I ended up I said to Roger Larson from Seven, James's dude,
Yep.
I was just like, I was out with him pretty much all night. And I was like, hey man, I missed my flight. I'm driving home with you. So me, Roger, and K-Dub all drove home from Phoenix, and it was football playoffs on.
Oh, okay.
So then we ended up stopping at the casino. It took like 15 hours to get home. We had this insane, but dude, literally every year there was like a story like that come out of Phoenix. So rest in peace, Glendale. I really hope you get back on the schedule.
And that was like a really cool stadium. Like,
dude,
I was
such
there
a good
for this
stadium.
year. It's a long, like it's an NFL stadium, so it's quite long. Got really long.
Always got
rhythm.
a huge start straight.
Yeah,
long
rhythm
rhythms,
lanes,
long
whoops.
Yeah,
like man, and those whoops.
Dude, no joke.
Yeah, and I was like, this is just a quick memory for me. Like, that's why as soon as you said whoops, I was just shaking my head, because like I was third in the heat race, in the final heat race, and 2 whoops from the end, clipped the tough block on the first lap, went down, and I was like, man, you gotta be kidding me. First, finally a decent start, and I'm like up front, clipped a tough block in the whoops. But anyway,
Dude,
that was just a reminder, like I can't even remember what I was going to say now. Something just flicked there. The schedule, so we're going away from Glendale, where they were going to have 3 rounds. Now we're talking about going to Orlando, Florida, and it's an open stadium. So
and Florida rains a lot.
It's cheaper for them. I understand that it's probably going to be cheaper. Like, it's a speedway from what I'm gathering. So Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
It's an older stadium, but it's open. Like, so we're talking Daytona and Orlando being open air stadiums.
So that's 4 potential mud races.
Yep.
The thing is too that's interesting about go back to the actual dates. So that is for the guys that on the so one of them's going to be an East Coast round and one of them's going to be a West Coast round. Yep. That's so
sorry,
cool.
only two in Camping World Stadium.
Can you
Orlando,
Can you Google Camping World Stadium, Ronan? Well, let's just have a look at it. I wonder if that's...
so Daytona, like it'll be cool, because like I think I don't think Florida actually has any. Like, I think they're just like, we're just going ahead, like, dude, everything's
Florida just doesn't
normal,
give a fuck, dude.
Well, so it's an open air stadium.
So that's a football stadium, though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Well, that's sick.
Okay, cool.
So that's going to be essentially all of anyone based in Florida, you're going to be able to sleep in your own bed. Because Orlando, Claremont, Florida is where all of the facilities are. So that's going to be like a couple extra weekends that are essentially going to be a home round.
Easy travel for them.
Yeah. And then you've got Daytona that following weekend. That's kind of cool, man. Like, that's going to be that's going to be a sick race in a football stadium. So then where do we go back from that? Go back to that schedule, Ronan? Man, this is going to be the most brutal... Like, so I was just watching Jeff Walker put out a video yesterday, like where he spoke about his race bike, because he's doing West Coast 250s, and he's literally moved to Florida so that he could do the West Coast in California.
Right.
So now he's going to have to he's going to be going to starting his series in Orlando, Daytona, then to Texas, which isn't crazy bad.
No, but it's more like Texas middle, isn't it? So like...
Yeah, but I can tell you right now...
Because originally, when they made these date changes, they changed east and west. And like for 450 guys, that does not matter.
Yeah.
And for the factory 250 guys, that doesn't matter either.
Yeah.
But the issue comes is when you're talking about privateer guys...
Because hey, Atlanta ain't on the West Coast.
No, and like you would think that more like when we're talking about making all like, so Florida, for example, they were gonna like that is a West round, but all the other ones as well that are actual East Coast, like that's a big travel. Like you could at least bring them back into the more Central American states, I guess, which I think this way works out better, starting it with East and then going back to the West. But originally, when they made these date changes, they were going West and then East. So, like, going back on what we were saying with parts and stuff like that, a lot of these West Coast teams weren't getting parts until January because the manufacturing side of it is everything's so slow, especially with new bikes.
Well, man, that's got to make it hard for like Honda. Brand new motorcycle for the 450.
Well, Moto Concepts, you look at those guys.
They're just staying on the old program.
Yeah, they're staying on the older
which makes
bikes.
sense because they had that bike dialed. So we go Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So the first 3 rounds of this series are going to be contested in 7 days.
Yep.
Which is insane.
It's going to be, well, like we are the only sport really that is still weekend to weekend. NFL, NBA, they play through the week.
Yeah.
You know, like NASCAR's through the week too, you know. I think NASCAR's through the week. I'm hoping that.
Man, I've never watched NASCAR.
No, but like, yeah, you know, like television as well through the week is, you've got to think that it's going to be better.
I wonder if this works out because I like it, and I think that when you go racing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, and you're in a different city, it just levels out the playing field. You can train off the bike, but you can't really get in your motos. You can't really be getting in a bunch of laps, and I'm not mad at that. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.